Abba playing with a boy. Do 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 do. Playing with a boy. And that, folks, is how you get around not getting your channel demonetized while still singing a beautiful, beautiful original song that's still somehow under copyright law. That is, folks, Playing with the Boys by the incomparable Kenny Loggins. Basically sounds like the exact, just an a cappella version of the same song. I'm playing with a boy. Sports Mass Collective, episode 92, November 2nd, the year of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Hieronymus Christ, 2024, folks. We've got a lot to get to and not a lot of time. Let me tell you. Once you start doing Trump, you just can't stop. It's really unbelievable. Week 9, we got to talk about the Jets. I got to touch on some things around the league. A lot has happened since we last talked. Last times we talked, I was with Aunt Mead last week live in Vermont just a week ago. Yeah, so we're back. I would have missed this for the world. I'm sure no one actually waited because who cares? But sorry, we're about an hour late. We had our Ski Mask Collective episode only went about an hour long. No big deal. Bill Schultz joined us and the Quad Fathers. So I know everyone planned your day around this, probably blew off your wife. Hopefully you hit your kid to watch this show as you should. It's truly unbelievable what happens here. The prophecies that I've said over the years and over these 92 episodes that continue to come true. It's just unbelievable. So kudos to you for coming to the right place for sports. You know, you can go to Barstool and it's all mouth-breathing mongoloids who never played a sport. You can go to these other, you go to ESPN, they're all hyperbolic. You know, they'll just support whatever the sponsors tell them to support at ESPN. You can go to these other shows that are just there to beg you for money. This is the only sports show. We have an all-American actual athlete. You fucking actual athletes talking about actual sports. Someone who's been to the top of the top and the bottom of the bottom in sport. Mostly the top. And that's why I am the, as they say, the Nostradamus of national pastime, the Aristotle of athletics, and the, what am I missing? The Socrates of sport. I'm Jim Stansel, your host. We're going to get to the football. We're going to run through this shit. You know, as we say here at Ski Mask Media, if there's nothing to talk about, we stop doing a show. And we're not going to sit here and just fucking do a show for the sake of doing a show. We do the show because we want to and it's fun. And when we get to the end, we stop. Okay? Quality over quantity. Quality, quantity. That's the issue with a lot of these podcasts these days. They just put them out to put them out. We put them out because we want to put them out. And I say this as a compliment, but we don't do it for you fucking people. I hope it entertains you. Do it for the love of the game, and we love those who watch this every week. And, of course, I've never expected anybody to watch live. God bless you if you do. Hold on, I'm getting a call from Ski Mask. Go ahead.
Hey, buddy, I just had money coming in after the show.
You're live on the air.
Huh?
You're live on the air, but go ahead.
Oh, I just sent you like 2 or 3 Venmos, man. Check it out.
Wow, unbelievable what's happening out here. What an episode.
Absolutely, folks. get to that fucking calling card, and guess what? I'll get you back to sports.
There you go. Would you like to any comments on sports while we have you?
The only sports comments I have is the Dallas Cowboys aren't even going to go to the playoffs. I'm a total Texans fan now, but I'm sure that's not going to happen. I'm so glad Vinny didn't take it. If I would have taken it now, I would probably say either Green Bay Packers or we have the Minnesota Vikings. That's it. That's what's going to happen.
Wow, the Packers. Interesting.
The Chiefs will not make the Super Bowl this year, folks.
Wow, your dear friend from high school. You're betting against him and his horse-faced girlfriend.
He was never a friend of mine. I did coke with him one time, and his girlfriend has a fat dick toe. Just so you know.
Really? A fat what toe?
I used to have a foot fetish in high school. I'd stare at her feet in math class.
How about Bill's feet that he showed on our show? That's an exclusive.
They look red and awful.
I'm going to name the episode Bill's Bunions, all right?
You have to, dude. And I appreciate you uploading it. It's just starting to rain here.
Well, I probably can't upload it. This computer's from 1932, and it doesn't load the site, but so whenever you can.
Well, I mean, if we can at least talk to the great Vinny Cash, the great and powerful, he's got another one just like mine. He might be able to send, but that's up to him. That's on him. I haven't talked to him in a while. I think he's mad at me, but it's okay. Everybody should be mad at me except you. So let's keep killing it and keep killing it with the sports. I love my Astros. I was thinking about it earlier today. You know what's funny is that how about the two sports teams that are in Detroit, both named after animals? Is that the only city where both the teams are named after the animals?
Yeah, the people that live there are animals too.
Yeah, you get the lions and you get the tigers. But
that's an interesting query. Any sports team where both teams are named after animals. Hold on.
I had that thought.
Oh, Chicago, Bears and Bulls.
Yeah, you're right, because you are a top-tier Bulls fan,
I am.
unfortunately.
OG.
That's just because you grew up in the peak of the 90s.
Absolutely. That's when the civilization peaked. I actually truly believe that we as a society and civilization peaked around 96, somewhere around there. And then we started the downfall.
Let me ask you one last question, and I got to let you go, okay?
All right.
How was having Schultz on? He was great. I mean, imagine if he went on Kevin's show. Nothing's about it.
It'd be boring. No, we did. We get more out of our guests in all these hack shows. They wouldn't know what to do with it. They'd ask them the same hack. We just talk about. That's the thing. We talk about, as we always do, what we want to talk about. And that's what Kevin used to do, and now they just all ask the same hack questions. Ooh, what happened with Compound? What happened with Gino? Who doesn't like this? We're talking about fucking pumpkins and bunions and his Wheaties box and his mom's house. All right.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Here, 1 second before I let you go. You ready?
Yeah. Hey, there it is. And there you go. Ski Mask goes getting off the phone while snorting a fat rail live on the air. If in case you missed it, he also did one live on the show. Unbelievable what's happening out here, folks. Back to the show. I don't have the... Hold on. Can I do it? Let me see if I can do this live. 1 second. I'm trying to help you guys. Here we go. Let's do this. Cut out the middle. Feel free to super chat. I'm just getting the business out of the way first, folks. So don't go, oh, you just beg for money. Oh, you just beg for money. No, my whole show isn't based around fucking super chat. I'm just saying this is a regular plug. Patreon.com/SkiMaskMedia. Look at it as a once a month $3 super chat. Don't even do it for the content. But that's the best way. We would appreciate one $3 donation per month, and you can get this adorable blanket. But yeah, do that. YouTube is dead. I ranted about it last show. YouTube, you basically get 60% taken out of anything you poor people. You people work hard for your money. So Patreon.com Ski Mask Media, or up in the corner here, it goes directly. That's Venmo. It goes directly to us. No middleman. Fuck YouTube. We're only here because it's easy. But YouTube's dead. Anywho, let's get back to the show. Now that's imagine doing that same stuff for 3 hours, like all these shows. All right, here we go. Sam V just joined the Patreon yesterday, seen, I do coke in a bathroom on there. I mean, there's stuff, I smash an Xbox from a couple years ago. I walk around, all the Stancil lives from the Compound pre-games are on there where tons of shit happen. That's all on the Patreon. The only thing that's for free anymore is Sports Mask and Ski Mask Collective. Everything else, anything you've ever seen live, gets unlisted and put on Patreon. Anywho, who gives a fuck about money? I don't. That's why I can't afford a computer from this decade. And that's why I can't upload things like I would. We're going to get to the football. We're going to bang through everything just like I banged through a few pumpkins last month. And I'll get to the poor people comments. I will say that if you want anything read immediately, you will have to super chat it to get my attention. Otherwise, I will go through. I'm a man of the people. I'll go through the poor people chat at the end or at some point. So it's not for naught. If you have questions or whatever, feel free to put in the chat. Let's put a bow on this goddamn baseball season as the Yankees absolutely laid a dud in the World Series. Aaron Judge, I know he had that solo home run at the end of the series. Aaron Judge, and I was trying to be on his side. You can watch this show. All the other hack people, Barry, Aaron Judge stinks. They were saying that before the playoffs started and continued to say it. But I have to say it because now it's true. Aaron Judge, just not it's just fact now. He's not a good postseason player. There's a big enough sample size now, folks. And it's a detriment to him. This is what I was telling my Yankees fan buddy. It's unfortunate for him. Not unfortunate, but his detriment is how great he is in the regular season. Hall of Fame player in the regular season. You know, if he was a middling player and had a postseason he did, okay, fine. Not a huge failure. But it's just the fact of how dominant Aaron Judge is and was during the regular season, the contrast of that and his postseason numbers essentially disappearing, almost for how well he is how well he plays in the postseason, totally disappearing in the postseason. And we're talking mostly at the plate here, but he also had that massive error in their Game 5 loss there. So in the end, the Mets pushed the Dodgers farther and harder. And listen, it's crying over spilt milk. I really don't. I hate when people talk about hypotheticals in sport because it's so silly and there's so many facets to any game, any specific game of all the different things going on. It's silly to talk about hypotheticals, but I will say in broad strokes, and I know I'm a Mets fan, but I truly mean it when I say I do think I think the Mets would have beaten the Yankees in that series. The Yankees bats really, they showed up here and there, but the Yankees really didn't look great at all. They had a couple gutsy wins there, but all in all, pretty quiet, out like a lamb for the Yankees this year. Once again, it's going on many years without a World Series, and I fucking love it. I love it. I have a Mets fan. Let's just say she's a woman I put my penis inside of. And she had the gall to ask me who I'm going for. I'm like, and she's from Queens. And she's like, well, I'm a New Yorker. I have to go for the Yankees. It's like, then you're not a fucking Mets fan. Anybody who's a real Mets fan, anybody who grew up in the tri-state area as a Mets fan knows, if you're at my age, or I'm 38, if you're around my age, you're a bit younger even, and definitely older, you know what you have to deal with all growing up, even up till recently, with these Yankee fans and how insufferable they are. What do they say? You don't even have to live here to know. What do they say? Say it at home to yourself right now. 27 rings, right? That's what you said to yourself? Yes. That's all you fucking hear from these losers. 27 rings, bro. 27 rings, bro. All right, well, now we're going on almost over a decade since any championship has been won. When were the Yankees' last championships? Obviously 2000, and then they won another one. When was that? I'm pulling it up. 2009 against the Philadelphia fuckheads. So in the last 24 years, the Yankees have had 2 championships. In the last 23 years, the Yankees have had 1 championship. So when you put it like that, the 27 argument is laughable, right? It's like saying, okay, yeah, what's a football team? Was it the Steelers or the Bears? I don't know. One of those teams has like 1 million championships from when there was fucking like 3 teams in the NFL. And it's like, okay, well, it's over. It's getting to the point now where you can't listen to 27 championship argument anymore because it's 1 championship in the last 23 years. There's no dominance there. There's no great franchise there. They barely even made the World Series in the last couple decades. So my point being, obviously, if you're a Mets fan and you go for the Yankees, you're not a Mets fan. You have no idea what it's like to be an actual diehard Mets fan and deal with Yankee fans, because the Yankees to win, you get another round of hearing about this franchise and all these mouth-breathing front runners, by the way. I touched on it on Ski Mask Collective. We just did, but I don't expect everyone to watch that. But yeah, it's like why you see all these 49ers fans and Cowboys fans and Yankees fans, even up here all around the country, is because in the 90s and 2000s, those were the teams that were good. That's what you grew up with. I'm a Bulls fan. I'm guilty. Now I'm a diehard Bulls fan. I've remained a Bulls fan all these years. I didn't jump ship. But yes, thank God the Yankees lost. Kudos to the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani kind of didn't show up in the World Series either, let's be honest. But they won. They pulled it out. So good for them, I guess. Hey, listen, it's like when and the other side of that, take my fandom out of it, at least take my hatred for the Yankees fans out of it. I'm of the school where you want the team that beat you in the playoffs to go as far as it can go because it makes you look that much better. So the Mets can now say they got beat by the World Series championship. The team that beat the Mets was technically the best team in the league, and they pushed them to a 6 game, and the Yankees did not. So, or they did, but out like a lamb. So fuck the Yankees. You know, we're not going to get into the ins and outs of the game because who gives a fuck, frankly. Let's see, any other notes I have from that series? Not really. It hurt me to my core that Mike Francesa watched the game with the Barstool guys. I don't know if you folks saw that. Mike Francesa was at the Barstool Studios doing the watch-along, which watch-alongs are gay to begin with. And the Pope of sports, the Pope of New York sports for sure, Mike Francesa, lowering himself to these losers, the Barstool guys who probably don't even know how to hold a bat or play a sport or throw a ball. Just mouth-breathing guys who use sports to drink. There's nothing wrong with that. Just own it. But that was really the most upsetting thing to me is Francesa hanging out with the Barstool guys. All right, folks. All right, let's go. Fuck all that. Let's talk about the Jets. So the Jets have played twice since the last time we talked. So let me start with they just beat the Texans Thursday night. Let me start with the Broncos game. Was it the Broncos? Who'd they just lose to? I got to pull it up. Folks, I got too much to do in the real world to I don't have random access memory. I don't have room in my brain to keep track of these things. The Patriots lost to the Pats last Sunday, another pathetic loss. And let me touch on that quickly, and then we'll talk about the win on Thursday, both pretty quickly. Per the Patriots loss last Sunday, a new low for the Jets franchise. And I know they lost by 3, blah, blah, blah. On the paper, it's like, okay, a tough loss. The Patriots are a terrible team. If it wasn't for the Dolphins... actually, not Dolphins. If it wasn't for the Panthers, they would be the worst team in the league. The Jets, here's the fucking... Listen. I almost can't talk about it without getting enraged, which you probably people like. Hall of Fame quarterback, Pro Bowl running back, Hall of Fame wide receiver now, Davante Adams. Future Hall of Fame probably, and Pro Bowler, Garrett Wilson. Mike Williams, who I don't even want on this team anymore, but he's there. Allen Lazard. What was a top defense, I'll get to the defense in a bit. Well, the defense needs to check themselves now, living off their laurels. They can't stop the run. All these players, and you can't beat a New England Patriots team going nowhere, bottom of the league, Hall of Fame, generational coach gone, and they lose to the New England Patriots on a lazy Sunday afternoon last week. An absolute, now that players aside, an absolute disaster of coaching. Absolute disaster. No plan. You got receivers, again, receivers not knowing their roots. You got Aaron Rodgers, God forbid he actually make a play himself last week. It's just, what a waste. I mean, it's like I was saying to anybody who would listen, we might as well have kept Salah and Zach Wilson. We might as well have kept Robert Saleh and Zach Wilson, saved our money, blew it up, put everything back in the draft once again, and call it a season. Because what is the point? What was the point? What are we now? What are we now? Hold on. 1-1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So what are we now? The Jets are 4-6, 4-5. I don't know why I just didn't look up the standing. We're 3-6. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. 3-6. 3-6. Wait a minute, that can't be right. This is the show, by the way, folks. Is it week 10? Oh, because we played this week. That's why. I was getting confused. We haven't had a bye week yet. All right, everybody calm down. The point is, the Jets are 3-6 through 9 weeks of football. Might as well. Could it have been worse with Salah and Zach Wilson? What was the point of all this? We brought in all these players. Fired that. And listen, I don't know why again, another classic Jet. I mean, Woody Johnson you can't fire owners, but my God, how bad is the Jets? No matter the year, Woody Johnson finds a way to fuck up whatever is going on. They signed Reddick, as I talked about last episode. Sign Reddick, beginning of the swallow your fucking pride and sign Reddick before the season. You got him to come here. Okay, he's ornery, doesn't love his contract. You're going to sign him anyway. Stop with your fucking ego and sign Reddick at the beginning of the season. Have the balls to fire Salah before the season started. And not have to deal with the the coaching's not great now with Brick there, but just was absolutely terrible with Salah. Trade for Davante Adams before the season. Why? You wait till week 8 to get Davante Adams? He's been on the table for weeks. This is the fucking classic Jets. They only do something. The ownership only does something if they absolutely have to do it. Just penny pinching you know what. God forbid they be proactive on anything. Not until the shit has to hit the fan. The shit has to be spraying out of the fan into their mouth for them to make a move. They had to wait until there was a mutiny to fire Salah. 2-6. And then they had to get Adams and sign Reddick. That's how God forbid they're ever proactive on any of this shit. God. And then the Jets come back and they beat the Texans, a good Texans team. You actually finally saw on Thursday shades of the actual Aaron Rodgers showed up on Thursday finally. made some plays. Great Garrett Wilson catch. Everybody, by the way, calm down with these one-handed catches. I mean, we've seen enough times. Does it really still get you excited as an adult? It's really not a big deal. Have you, by the way, I'm an athlete. I've been around athletes. Have you seen the gloves they use now? It's basically Gorilla Tape on their hand. No pun intended. That was not a racial joke. But the gloves these guys wear now, they're tacky. It's like the tacky material. So actually, the wetter they get, the stickier they are. So it's really not a big deal, these one-handed catches. So we can all get off everybody's dick about the one-handed catches. Who gives a shit? And the defense still can't stop the run. Look, we won the game against the Texans Thursday, but if they're actually trying to do something this season, where at this point, I can't even take the Jets seriously, and I won't be talking about them much. I'll cover the game still, obviously, but until they get to 500, they're really not even worth talking about. And the real shitty part of this, folks, the worst part of this Jets start, now we're more than halfway through the season, by the way. We're in November. I say it every year. The fastest season in sport, NFL. We're already at week 9. It's already November. Season is more than half over already, folks. So you got to enjoy these Sundays while you have them. I have a day off tomorrow. I'll be kicking back and watching these Mongoos chase that old oval ball all around the fields tomorrow, folks. So it's important you make time for yourselves and ignore your family and worldly responsibilities and just tune right in to watch these games because it goes quick. It goes quick. It's November. The season's more than half over. Before you know it, we'll be in that sports desert in February, March, where it's just hockey and shitty NBA games. But anywho, the point is, until the Jets get to 500, they're really not worth taking seriously. They have the Bills, and what is the Jets' upcoming schedule? I know that we have because we do have the Jets do have a very easy schedule. If we could get this, we got the Cardinals, and listen, it's turning out it's not as easy as it looked a few weeks ago. We got the Cardinals next Sunday, then we got the Colts, then we got the Seahawks, then the Dolphins, then the Jags, then the Rams, and then we got the Bills. Second to last game of the season, and the Dolphins. So pretty easy schedule, but not as easy as it may have looked just a few weeks ago. The Cardinals are playing better. The Colts starting Flacco, by the way, this week. Feel like they have something going. The Seahawks, pretty dangerous from up. Kenny Walker, DK, I know is injured at the moment, but DK, good defense. So they have some games that are not going to be easy. I mean, should they win these games with the lineup we have in New York? Absolutely. Cardinals. So here's what we got upcoming one more time to do it quickly. Cardinals, winnable. Colts, winnable. Seahawks, winnable. Should be winnable with this lineup. This isn't Zach Wilson with a great defense. This is Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. Great fucking offense. I mean, the O-line, once again, tale as old as time. The O-line going down the shithole. Dolphins should be a win. Jags should be a win. Rams a little tougher. Bills tough game, and then finish with the Dolphins. So, decent lineup, decent schedule. If the Jets can get this thing on any kind of back on the rails. Any more notes from these guys? No, I think that's enough. The Bears-Redskins game, they pushed to prime time. Both young QBs last week ended up starting and finished with that Hail Mary with that Mongo Bongo D-back while the ball was snapped, still cheering, giving it to the Washington fans before running back. Giving it to the, who the hell was it? The Bears fans? I don't fucking know. Anywho, what a finish. Kelly's pissed, and who cares? Yeah. All right. Here we go. We're going to do the power rankings for this week. And then we are going to do the college scores from last week so we can see how terrible that whole thing is. And then we're going to do our picks for these weeks. And then we're going to get the fuck out of here, folks. And I'll check in on your poor people chats in a minute, too. If you have any last questions, feel free to get it in there. Power rankings going into week 9 or one game into week 9 with the Jets win. Number 5, not much has changed here, folks. Not much has changed at all. We got the Bills at 5. I got the Texans. You know what? I'll do it live. I'm going to swap with that Texans loss. I'm swapping the Bills and Texans. Texans 5. Bills at 4. I got to keep the Ravens there at 3 because at 2, I have the Lions who keep proving they are a dangerous, dangerous offensive team. And, of course, the last remaining undefeated NFL team, until further notice, they will remain number 1, those Kansas City fucking Chiefs. Yay! Patreon.com, Ski Mask Media, $3 donation a month. That's all. Look at it that way. Look at it as a $3 super chat a month. Are you ready to hear the fucking college football scores from last week, folks? And again, as every week, I'm a man of my word. I don't look at this ahead of time. Here we go. Ready? These are scores from college football just from last week. Pittsburgh, 41. Syracuse, 13. Notre Dame, 51. Navy, 14. College football sucks. Indiana, 31. Washington, 17. Oregon, 38. Illinois, 9. College football sucks. Alabama, 34. Missouri, nothing. College football sucks. Miami, Florida, 36. Florida State, 14. These are 15-point games, which college isn't even that much. Yeah, that's it. And that's just from last week. Just brutal. There's some other like 15 and 20-point games I didn't even read, but terrible, 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 terrible. Yeah, by the way, this is an aside here because me just texted me, reminded me we were talking about. I don't know if anybody's keeping up with Peanut the Squirrel. Look it up if you don't. I didn't even know this till this morning when Mead texted me. This is our buddy Mark Longo's squirrel that's all in the news, and now it's like the most popular topic in the world. Mead used to live in the house with Mark. We would throw parties on the second floor of his house. And now I keep seeing the Peanut the Squirrel. I never put 2 and 2 together. That's our dear, dear friend Mark Longo. They euthanized his squirrel. I think his father actually fucked his sister. His sister's pretty hot, and we used to joke around and say that his father banged her because he was always touching her. But they're a beautiful family. But anyway, what a small world. And we continue to be the Forrest Gumps of the world. I mean, anything in the news I have some tie to. And now Peanut the Squirrel, I'm friends with the owner, Mark Longo. I totally didn't even put 2 and 2 together until Mead texted me this morning. It's unbelievable what's happening out here, folks. Anyway, that's an aside. All right. You know what? I'm a man of my word. Let me see who's in the comments here. Anything worth reading? La da 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 da. Yeah, do 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 do. La la da da. Sports. Week 9 already. Vermont, home of Bernie Sanders. That's right, John. I'm once again asking for your financial support. I'm choosing joy on Tuesday. I'm voting for Kamala. I'm choosing joy. I love being told what to do. I love supporting wars across seas. That's my main thing. Fuck money. Who cares if my computer's 2016? Who cares if I spent $92 on 2 bags of groceries? Who cares about homeless? Who cares that housing prices are through the roof? I don't care about any about that. I want joy. I want to support Ukraine. I want to support Palestine and Israel. I want war. War, 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 war. I want an open border. That's why I'm choosing joy on Tuesday. I don't want more money, and I don't want more money going to America. I just want to support more wars overseas. I want to give hundreds of billions of dollars to other countries while people like me and lower scratch and claw just to get by in our own country. And while people who stream in here illegally get free housing and free food and debit cards and money on them, that's what I want. That's why I'm choosing joy, because I want that. I want my country to go to shit, and I want to put billions of... We don't need money. Fuck the hundreds of billions of dollars, Kamala. Please, fuck, please, yes. Give all of our money overseas. Why would you care about America first? What are you, a fascist? You care about America? What are you, nuts? No way, Jose. I want to put all of our money towards war. Billions of dollars. You can give every U.S. citizen $1 million and still have plenty of money to spend with what they're spending overseas in our military industrial complex. I want private interest companies supporting my politicians. I want to get vaccinated. I want to not be allowed somewhere because I'm not vaccinated. And that's why I'm choosing joy. I want my government overlords to tell me everything to do because the powers that be have got me addicted to screens. So now all I want to do is stay in a tiny room and stare at a screen and buy everything I need on a phone from all the same companies. And I want all the money that could go towards making things better here. I want all that money. I don't care. Fuck America. I'm voting for Kamala, okay? Fuck America. I'm choosing joy. I don't want any money. I never want to be able to afford a house. I want prices to keep skyrocketing, but I need to support Ukraine. Please help Ukraine, please. I don't care that I spent $100 at a grocery store for 3 meals. Ukraine needs help. Fucking retards. Anywho, sports. I'm wearing my Proud Boy shirt to go vote on Tuesday. I'm going to live stream it. So stay tuned to this channel. I don't care. I might get taken out in cuffs. Anywho, let's go to the picks. Folks, where's the fucking music? Where's the music? Hold on. My computer's from 1962. Because I can't do picks without the pick music. I simply can't. Here we go. There it is. You know what's going to happen. It's time, folks. The picks for week 9 of the 2024 NFL season from Stan Nostradamus, the Socrates of sport, the Aristotle of athletics, the Nostradamus of national pastimes. Here we fucking go. I've been ripping the lid off of my picks this year, by the way. Excuse me. All right, here we go. NFL. Here we go. The Jets already played right into Sunday, right into tomorrow. We start with a battle of the AFC East. The Dolphins travel to Buffalo, where Buffalo is -6.5 at home, and the Dolphins don't stand a fucking chance. I don't care if Tua's back. It might be worse off. Tua's head's going to fall off during this game, I think. Give me the Bills -6.5, and let's move along. Oh boy, this is a rough one, and I can't. This is your lock of the week. I didn't pre-look at these lines. We got the Commanders traveling to the Meadowlands to play the Giants. Giants are getting only 3.5 at home. I don't know what the fuck I'm missing here. Frankly, there's not enough that I can miss. Pound the Commanders minus the 3.5. The Commanders are going to pound the Giants into the fucking ground. NFC East rivals, forget it. The Commanders are a good team. Broncos at the Ravens. Ravens are -9 at home. That's a big line. Broncos have been playing well. Broncos believe in themselves. I'm taking the Broncos plus the 9. Ravens win. Broncos cover. Let's move on. We got the Raiders going over to the shithole of Ohio to play the Cincinnati Bengals. Listen, the Bengals are -7 at home. I'm going to take the Bengals here. I think the Bengals are trying to turn the corner. I'm going to take the Bengals minus the 7. If the Bengals find a way to lose this game, stick a fork in them. If they win this game, I think they're getting on track. Don't be surprised if Bengals and Joe Burrow and the boys do a run in the second half of the season. Lots of talent there, and they have yet to hit their stride this season. Hold on. Who the fuck keeps calling me? Hold on. You can watch me take the call. I'm back. I don't pick it. Never call me, by the way. Don't ever keep calling me. Anywho. There we go. Okay, sorry. Unmuted. Yeah, never call me. Text me before you call me if you ever even want to call me, which I do that. By the way, public service announcement. Always, if I want to talk to somebody on the phone, if it's not an absolute emergency, I say, text message, hey, give me a call when you get a chance, nothing urgent, not a big deal, or I just need to talk about this. But you text first, and you let, as a courtesy, calling someone directly in 2024 is fucking insane behavior. I can't stress how insane it is to call somebody out of nowhere. It's a different time than we were growing up. If you want to talk to somebody on the phone, you simply text and say, hey, I want to talk to you. Give me a call when you get a chance. You have the luxury now to do that. We didn't have that 15 years ago. You have the luxury. You just shoot off a text and let them know to call you at their convenience. You don't just call. If somebody calls me, I assume they're on the side of the road dying or somebody died. Don't ever call me directly without a reason. All right. Anywho, Bengals -7 if they can get back on track. Cowboys going to Atlanta. Atlanta is favored at home by 3.5. If you watch the show, you can guess where I'm going with this. I've been totally against everybody riding the Falcons' dick all year. I've never liked Kirk Cousins for years. He's a compiler and not a great quarterback. The Cowboys, for all the noise, for all the bullshit, do have some talent there. And they're getting points, a field goal and a hook on the road against a Falcons team that is vastly overrated. Give me the Cowboys plus 3.5 on the road. That's an easy one for me. This is a shit game. The Chargers at the Browns. It's a pick 'em. Browns are +1. Give me the Browns because they're at home +1. I don't care about that game. Here's another shithole of a game. Wow, we got some duds this week. Another one coming up after this. Patriots at the Titans. Titans -3 at home. Give me the Titans -3. Who cares? The Saints at the worst team in the NFL, the Panthers. Panthers are getting 7.5. I still think the Saints cover. They have, as shitty as they are, Kamara and the gang, they can put up some points. Give me the Saints minus the 7.5. Oh my God, another shithole of a game. Jaguars at the Eagles. Eagles -7.5. I think the Jaguars cover here. Give me the Eagles win, Jags cover. Give me the Jags plus a 7.5. The Jags, although they lost Kirk last week, they may be turning a little bit of a corner. They have Gabe Davis now stepping up at wide receiver, who I think was underutilized before. Keep an eye on that. The Jags, I wouldn't be surprised if the Jags do win this straight out. I don't expect it, but I wouldn't be surprised, especially with the Eagles' issues. And they're talking about a shitty head coach. Nick Sirianni is a mess. Another guy who peaked at as a coordinator. So give me the Eagles minus 7.5, but be careful with that one. The Jag may be heating up. Kelly P's Bears at the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals minus 1.5. Folks, say it with me. Of course, the Cardinals led by fetal alcohol syndrome fellow Kyler Murray. The Bears are surging. That brutal loss last week on the Hail Mary. Give me the Bears plus the 1.5. I think they get back on track there in Arizona. The Lions at the Packers, one of the oldest rivalry in the sport, folks. Lions are the line here is Lions minus 3, no hook. While I understand the noise and the juice going on around the Packers, I don't expect it. Jordan Love may still not play, by the way. Even if he does, give me the Lions minus the 3 with no hook. I think they win by at least a field goal, so that's a push at worst. Rams at the Seahawks. This is actually an interesting game. I think this will be one of the national games. I think it's the Lions, Packers, and Rams, Seahawks for your national 4 o'clock games this week. Rams at Seahawks. A little bit of a sneaky, sexy matchup here. I think this game will tell you a lot. If the Rams can pull this out, I think they're firmly on the map as a playoff contender, and I can say the same for the Seahawks. Rams have had something going there the last few weeks. I'm going to go with the Rams minus a 1.5. DK Metcalf, I believe, is still out. Don't fact check me. It's entertainment purposes only. I don't really fucking care. Give me the Rams minus 1.5. Your Sunday night game. They wanted this to be sexy. I think it's pretty much a dud. You got who will be the Joe Flacco-led Colts playing the Vikings, who overachieved with Sam Darnold for half the season here. Colts are getting 5 on the road. Give me the Colts plus the 5. The Vikings are nowhere near as good as their record suggests. I think it actually could be a close game because I think both these teams are on even footing. So give me the Colts plus the 5. Personally, the game doesn't do much for me, but a lot of you middle America fatsos probably are excited about that. And Monday, what was a formerly interesting matchup probably lost some sexiness with Mike Evans and the other injuries they have going on there in Tampa Bay. We got the Tampa Bay Bucks going to Kansas City on the road in Kansas City. Kansas City's minus 9. I know it's boring, but I have to take the Chiefs minus the 9 here. I just don't see a Florida team going to Kansas City in November. Night game. It's going to be a bit chilly there, folks. And the Chiefs, let's be honest, until proven otherwise, are on another level from everybody else in the league. I think the Chiefs remain undefeated against a beat-up Tampa Bay Buccaneer team on Monday night. And those were your picks for week fucking 9 of the fucking NFL, folks. It's not too late. I know it's November. But it's not too late to get those pumpkins right in there. Nice and soft right now, those pumpkins. And just bang the hell out of them. I don't know. I see all these, your account has been temporarily suspended chats. Classic. It's because Ski did cocaine live on the air on the last show, allegedly. It was really baby powder. Wink. But that just shows you're tuned into the right channel. Because we do real fucking shit. We do coke on the show. We show Bill Schultz's bunions. I make picks. I fuck pumpkins on the show. I did shows live from Vermont last week. absolutely nobody doing what we're doing out here, and it doesn't even take effort. We leave our living rooms. We deal with real people. It's the reason we have the staying powder. They still thinking about ski masks. Looks like our channel is temporarily suspended. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. We're bad boys. We're bad boys. What am I going to do? Do 9 streams on Rumbles and, I hate YouTube. YouTube's so mean. Who gives a fuck? YouTube doesn't want us. You lose us. We just won't do. I don't care. I'll do this with no camera on me. That's the difference between me and all these people. Oh, God, where am I going to get my super chat from? Oh, where am I going to get my subscription money from? Oh, we do it for the love of the fucking game. The money is a bonus, and I'm very poor. Would love the money. Feel free to scan this and send money to Ski Mask Coast. We'll split the money. Or join the Patreon right down here. Or you can Venmo my account directly at DaveD23 is my own accountant who runs my Venmo. But anywho, we do it for the love of the game, and we do it for the love of sport here at Sports Mask Collective. I did it again. I'm fucking unbelievable. Thank you, everyone who watched live. God bless our live viewers. And a bigger thanks, or just as big thanks, to all you guys who subscribe to Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts and our YouTube channel. Become a YouTube member. That helps us too. Although, fuck YouTube. Seriously, join the Patreon. Look at it as a $3 a month super chat. That's all. And you get content on top of it. Send us some money directly with a QR code there. But yeah, I don't even give a fuck anymore about YouTube. YouTube is so dead, and they're so skewed. We'll just say they're very skewed to one side of history, and I'll leave it at that. Like I said, folks, if you hate America like me, I am choosing joy. I rather hear my president say nice things and totally fuck me over than say real shit and actually support me. So I'm going Kamala. I don't care about anything in my life. I want Ukraine to win. Okay? I want money in Israel and Palestine. I want to put money that could go to our U.S. citizens who desperately need it. I want that money going directly overseas. I want that money going to our military industrial companies. I want that money going to Grumman. I want that money going to, I want BlackRock to buy up all available property so I can afford anything. And that's why I'm voting for Kamala. And that's why I'm choosing joy. I'm choosing joy because I hate our country. And I'd rather somebody who, allegedly says nice things. I want somebody who says nice. I want to live in shit. I want to live in shit and with shit people, but have a president who says nice things rather than actually have a better life and not care and be an adult. Because the other side is you could just not care about what your politician says and look at what they actually did when they were president and what a better state we were in. But I just can't get over that myself. I'm choosing joy. I want my president to say nice things like I'm a little kid. I just want her to say nice things. I don't care if she can still, I don't care if I can't afford anything. I don't care if nobody I know can afford groceries or any kind of substantial housing. I want illegal immigrants to live like sardines in a house, 20 people to a 2-bedroom. So that's the way they're able to pay the rent. So normal people, how we Americans are used to living, 2 people to a 2-bedroom, then they can't afford it. So it drives the prices up. That's what I want. And that's why I'm choosing joy on Tuesday. I'm just kidding, obviously. Fuck Kamala. Fuck the government. Overthrow the government, honestly. If Trump loses, we need to overthrow the government because it's quickly turning into tyrannical dictatorship powered by private equities and companies, and that's the truth of it. Count the votes. Bring home the troops. I don't even love Trump, but I'm voting for him because I'm so tired of fucking everything we've been dealing with and all this bullshit. Dude, I don't give a fuck about any other country except America. I don't give a fuck about Ukraine. I don't give a fuck about Russia. I don't give a fuck about Israel. I don't give a fuck about Palestine. I don't give a fuck. I barely give a fuck about anything. I have simple things. God, it's not hard, folks. Anyway, do whatever you want. Let's go sports. See you next week.